Hello, one knowledge might be my hack team, Vigilantes, chapter 114, Dogfights. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw all these bomber types gathering together, merging into six, I was really, truly, honestly afraid that he was gonna get another form, that he was gonna turn this giant 100-foot tall monster that Koichi had to fight somehow, some way. But thankfully that is not the case, and he's just trying to blow up. Yay! I mean, kinda yay. Obviously, there's gonna be, really, really bad, really super massive explosions, so that's, not good, but this fight has been going on for too freaking long. It needs to end now. Six can't get any more terrifying than he already is. Just end things already! I mean, again, I do not hate this series at all. I've been loving this fight, but just wrap things up already. Just wrap things freaking up already. It's time. End this freaking story. And honestly, I'm not even really all that concerned about Koichi getting killed in this blast. I mean, for one thing, yes, he's the freaking protagonist of the series, so obviously he'll be fine. Though I guess, it is the end of the series, so maybe he could actually die in this fight. Oh, that'd be dark. That'd be super, super dark. But even more than that, he has been shown time and time again to be able to move at incredibly fast speeds and create surprisingly strong barriers, so I think it's very, very unlikely that Six could actually kill him in any way. I really don't think this blast is going to pose any danger to him. My much bigger concern, though, is with the whole rest of the city, because, I mean, one bomber type is enough to cause a fairly massive explosion. You mix together, 100 of these guys with Six, that's next level. That would be next level. It could level, literally a couple blocks. A couple blocks could be reduced to literal ash. So that's concerning, especially because Pop's, dance troupe is fairly close to all this. I don't think Koichi actually noticed them. I mean, he didn't notice any of these bomber types gathering together. He didn't notice the helicopter, which was like literally right on top of him. So yeah, I think it's fairly likely that he doesn't actually realize that Pop's friends are so close to him and could get caught up in this blast. So he's gonna run away. His only real thought here would be to run away to avoid, getting killed himself here. And even if he didn't know they were there, I don't really know what, if anything, Koichi could actually do to, save them, because, well, his quirk is incredibly, incredibly powerful, and he's using it in just the absolute best way imaginable. I mean, it's a limited quirk. There's only so much area he can cover with a barrier at one time, so there's not a whole lot he can do to keep this blast from killing literally everyone. Thankfully, though, I do think he's going to have some backup, as we finally saw the other pro heroes this chapter for the first time in quite a while. And we see these little wooden statues covered in clothing, which I guess is reminiscent of Edgeshot. Is that supposed to be his substitution jutsu? I honestly don't know enough about his quirk to really understand how exactly that would work, but okay, let's say that's him saying that he survived the attack from the bombers, and he's on his way. Then we see Ingenium's helmet. Don't forget, when this fight first started, his helmet was blown off by the bomber types. So his helmet being off still makes sense. He can still be on his way to come in and save Koichi. And finally, Aizawa, who seems a little beat up, a little worse for wear, but judging by the angle of the light, I would guess that he's fairly close to all these explosions. And, just seeing all the explosions, all the heroes are going to come rushing in to come help Koichi somehow, some way. So are they going to team up with him to stop the explosion or evacuate the people? I mean, it would make a lot of sense. I mean, Aizawa, this is actually something a little unclear about. Are the bomber cells quirk-based or biology-based? Because if they're quirk-based, Aizawa can just nullify Six's quirk, and that's it. The explosions will stop. Yay! If they're biology-based, though, that's a much different story. Though I guess, Six is using his electricity quirk, however you want to describe that, to basically control the bombers, so if he loses that, if he loses the ability to control them, the explosion will be much, much smaller, and that'll be good? Yay? Maybe? I'm not sure. But anyway, though, my big guess for next chapter is that Edgeshot, Aizawa, and Jenny are going to show up, somehow stop Six from exploding, or somehow minimize the damage from Six exploding, and then Koichi's going to pass out, either because of all the wounds he's taken in this fight, whatever wounds he takes from, Six's big, massive final explosion, and just from absolute and complete fatigue, because this battle has been going on for so very, very long, and the only thing keeping him standing upright right now is just, pure adrenaline pumping through him a mile a freaking minute. And once that wears off, he's going to black out, he's going to pass out, and just collapse on the ground. And then my big guess for the following chapter is he'll wake up in the hospital with Pop sitting next to his bed. She'll be cutting him an apple and complaining about how utterly reckless and stupid he is while crying and while wearing his All Might hoodie. The All Might hoodie he gave her when he saved her as a kid. Oh my god, please let that happen. Please let that happen. Oh, that'd be amazing. Or I guess we could also see, Koyuchi's mother filling that role, being there, cutting him an apple, complaining and crying about how worried she was about him. And then maybe Pop comes in from the doorway, maybe wearing the hoodie. I mean, I kind of feel like Pop's probably going to be feeling pretty guilty about everything that happened. I mean, because she was kidnapped by Six, because she turned into a villain, she tried to murder Koyuchi. And then Koyuchi almost died several times after that. So, yeah, I feel like she might feel really bad about that. Maybe Koyuchi will have to chase after her to find her, to, embrace her. Oh god, I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait for the epilogue of the series. I mean, like I said in the beginning of this video, this fight's going on just so very long. And while I have enjoyed it, I just really want to see what happens next. Please, let me see what happens next. I want to reach the epilogue of the series. And at least part of that is because I also want to see what happens, when the series actually ends with the main series. Because we reach a point in the main series where Koyuchi, or really any of the main characters in the spin-off, would just fit so absolutely perfectly. Oh god, I would so love to see that. Koyuchi and Deku teaming up to fight rogue villains. Oh god, that'd be amazing. That would be so amazing. And while I'm still making predictions, let's talk about Six and All Might. Now, a lot of people online are saying, oh, All Might's going to be here any minute now, any second now. I mean, the news cameras, they saw him, they saw the fight, obviously he's going to come and lend a helping hand. And while I certainly think that will be the case, I don't actually really want to be the case. I mean, I'd love to see All Might, step up after the fight's already over, deal with the cleanup, deal with all that, that'd be great. But for this actual fight, I mean, they've set up, Ingenium, Edgeshot, Aizawa to be the heroes on the scene, and I would much rather see, those three actually deal with everything, actually solve the problems on their own without relying on a Deus Ex Machina like All Might, a literal freaking god. And I also think that would just be an absolutely amazing moment for All Might if he thought to himself, if I was still in my prime, if I still was so I used to be, 5 years ago before my injury, I could have come in. I could have come in and saved the day. I could have kept the people here from suffering as much as they did. And that might be, what finally convinces All Might, all right, it's time. I need to pass on my quirk. I need to find a successor. And if he ends up talking to Aizawa while he's there, and Aizawa mentions, oh, I started being a teacher at UA, All Might might realize, wait a minute, UA? That's it. I'll become a teacher at UA, therefore I can find someone to pass my quirk on to. I mean, I think the timeline would work up fairly well with that. I think, I'm actually not really sure, but maybe. But anyway, then there's the question of Six, because based on what he said this chapter, it really seems like he's planning on dying here. Like he's giving this blast literally everything he has, and he's not gonna, he's not planning on actually surviving it. I mean, for one thing, I'm not actually really sure how he's alive right now. He is a skeleton. He is literally just, a ribcage and a skull, and that's it. I mean, my best guess is that there's still a brain inside that skull, somehow, some way, which, hasn't melted despite being literally bathed in plasma, but I'm not sure. I am really not sure about that. And I'm honestly kind of curious, very curious. I mean, if we do see Six survive this blast, which, based on what he's recovered from in the past, that certainly seems at least plausible, I just wonder, who would deliver a finishing blow? Who would actually put Six down for good? I mean, All for One seems possible, because Six is way too free-spirited, way too out of control. It's someone, even with all of his powers, he really couldn't put in line, so maybe he'll decide just to eliminate him before he becomes more of a hindrance, more of an obstacle. I mean, maybe All Might will, when All Might arrives, he'll just accidentally step on Six and then crush whatever's left of him. That'd be funny. Soga and Knuckle Duster are still around. They could, deliver the finishing blow to whatever left, whatever's the messy, sludgy mass of him that still, makes up Six. Actually, okay, insane conspiracy theory time. What if Six is so badly damaged by this whole experience that he becomes the sludge villain that we see in the first chapter of the series? Okay, yeah, obviously that's insane. There's like 0% chance it's actually going to happen, but I just want to throw it out there. Anyway, though, backstory of this chapter, I really do love this move Koichi does, where he, basically just bolts ahead so he gets enough time to actually, catch his breath, to recover, regenerate, before he starts, going shoot-to-go blam-blam. And you can see from his eyes, he is Ultra Instinct mode right here. He is in the zone. He's able to take down every one of Six's blasts absolutely freaking perfectly, which just creates a major, major light show that everyone around is seeing and is really gathering, all the attention they need, which, good and bad, good and bad. I mean, good because it's going to get the attention of the pro heroes who are going to come save him, but also bad because, it's bringing Pop's dance troupe to the scene where there's going to be a massive explosion that could kill all of them. Not sure about that, not sure about that. Oh, and also speaking of Pop, I'm seeing some really, really insane conspiracy theories that Pop is gonna wake up from her coma and go save Koyuchi, which, I mean, as much as I would like that, it just, no, there is no way on God's green earth Pop is gonna wake up from a coma and, be strong enough to go rescue Koyuchi. That's just not gonna happen as much as I would love to see them fighting side by side one last time. So yeah, that's done. There's no way that's gonna happen. We also get to see Soga rushing over with a medical kit to Knuckle Duster, which, thank God, seriously, thank God. I mean, this dude jumped off a building onto another building with a freaking broken leg, and, once the painkillers wear off, he's gonna need so very, very much medical attention. It's not even funny at this point. I mean, I definitely think he could get away with saying, oh, I was hurt in the fight while these, bomber-type villains were attacking me. Oh, no! So he could probably at least go to a hospital this time and use that as an excuse, but still, he needs so much medical attention right now. Oh yeah, and Light Show also gathers the attention of the news crew, who show up in a helicopter, which is such an overwhelmingly bad idea. I mean, seriously, these two are firing projectiles at one another, and you have no idea, who's a hero, who's a villain, or are they both villains here? I mean, one foul shot, one missed shot could, hit the helicopter and send them crashing to the ground. So, bad idea. Very, very bad idea. Actually, thinking back, I think there was a helicopter in the air when All Might was fighting All For One, that was also just a really, really bad idea to get that close to, the action there. So, clearly, helicopter pilots are paid very, very well in this world. And I just absolutely freaking love All For One just casually sitting on the helicopter's leg. I mean, I know he's not really there. I know he's, mental projection, a ghost, whatever you want to call him. But still, just, oh God, the sass he has here as he's just sitting on the freaking leg of the helicopter. That was amazing. That was so amazing. I freaking loved it. And I was actually a little bit surprised here that he let Six keep fighting, that he let Six, keep going, even meant that he was going to die. I mean, I guess, he realized, okay, I'm going to get some really, really interesting data from seeing Six go out, from seeing what Six is fully capable of doing, and therefore I'm just going to let him have his fun. I'm going to let him just cause as much chaos and destruction and death as he wants, even if it freaking kills him, because I can get some useful information out of it. I can learn from it. Oh, I gotta love you All For One. I gotta freaking love you. I also really do love Six's move here, where he launched the missiles behind Koyuchi, basically keep him from running away, so we could, attack him from the front, all the while, leading him into an actual trap, where he'd be, right above all the bombers he'd already had gathered, right below him, which, smart move, smart move. Also, I have a lot of questions here, because it looks like Six is smiling right here. Six is a skeleton. A skeleton can't smile, but this definitely looks like a smile here, and that really freaks me out. That seriously freaks me out. But anyway, then Six deflates, gets put out, burns out, whatever you want to call it. The flames stop burning, and it reveals, he's literally just a couple bones at this point, with, like I said, maybe a brain inside that somehow hasn't melted yet, but this is all part of his plan, as he gathered the bomber types together to create one giant combined mass of them, to create one massive super explosion that's going to wipe out several city blocks unless the heroes stop him. Somehow! I really don't know how. I mean, like I said, maybe Aizawa's quirk could nullify the explosions, if explosions are actually quirk-based and not biology-based. But, I mean, even if he does that, it seems like the explosions have already started. Six is already, self-destructing here, so I really don't think there's anything that anyone can actually do to stop this at this point, so curious, very, very curious. But please leave us down below. How do you think the pro hero is going to, stop Six? Are they going to stop Six? Are we going to see All Might come in and save the day? I mean, like I said, too much of a Deus Ex Machina for me, but, maybe. I would absolutely freaking love to see Koyuchi, saved by All Might while wearing his All Might hoodie. I mean, I guess we actually did see that back during the Sky Egg arc. All Might came in, saved the day. I think he even autographed Koyuchi's hoodie, but Oh, I'd love to see it again. I'd love to see it again. I mean, like I said before, actually, there's another video. Imagine if All Might is so impressed by Koyuchi, by what Koyuchi is capable of doing, that he offers to make him his successor. What if All Might made the offer to Koyuchi first to become the next user of One for All? I mean, obviously he's not going to take it, but still, that'd be such an absolutely amazing moment right there. I mean, it would just be so amazing. But please, anything else down below, be sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next video, and until then, peace!